What's up, blockheads? Today we're going to be doing a fender eliminator, or a fenderotomy as I've been calling it. Basically removing the rear fender on a 2018 Honda Grom. Alright, so a very common modification for the Honda Grom is removing this rear fender piece. Totally changes up the profile of the bike. A lot of people don't like to have all that, right? And it cleans it up quite a bit if you remove it. So that's what we call a fender eliminator. What we're going to be doing today is taking all of this off, and then whenever you take that off, you actually get rid of your turn signals here. So we're going to be installing a light that goes into here that is going to have integrated turn signals. So that's what we're going to be doing today. Now, this episode is brought to you guys in part by TST Industries. If you guys haven't heard of TST Industries, y'all be sure to go check them out. They sell lots of parts for sport bikes. They've got stuff for naked bikes as well, and then also Groms. Pretty sure they have stuff for like the Z125 as well. I've worked with them previously on a CBR 1000RR, so I reached out to them again, talked to Mark, asked if they'd be willing to work with me on the Grom here, and they said yeah. So I'll drop the link to all the parts in the description below. If there's a question that you might have through this install video, be sure to go check out theirs also. Their customer support as well, if you guys have any questions, is really awesome, so y'all be sure to give them a call if you have any questions also. So let's go ahead and get to it. First things first, we're going to need to take the seat off the bike here, turn and pull up. Easy enough. Set that off to the side, throw it on a Harley. Starting out, obviously remove your plate. You're going to want to remove the Phillips here and the Phillips on the other side right there. Alright, so those Phillips are out of there. We're going to take these Phillips out here as well. Alright, so those are out. You want to take these out as well. It's going to be a 10mm socket. So now we basically just push this outwards. There's a friction fastener right there. Also a friction fastener right there. So you basically push that out, and that one, and then this entire piece should come right off. Just like that. It's like a creepy looking Pac-Man. So now that we have that part off, we want to get all the wiring out of the spots where it's routed right now. So there's going to be a couple clips. This one right here, you pull back, pull the wiring up. Same with this one. This one you're just going to press upwards on each side like that, and then pull the wiring out. Unroute it from there. Right here there is a bendable metal piece. You basically bend it upwards and the wiring comes out of there, and you're going to kind of move that out of the way, pull this up. There's a boot right here. You're going to pull it back. This is going to be your functions for your tail lights, so your indicators and your license plate light. You're going to want to press this inwards, pull out. All right, just like that. Good to go to the next step. All right, so next step, you're going to say, "What up, Reese?"
Oh, hey.
All right, so the next part, you're going to need to take the harness that's right there out. I took a screwdriver flat blade, press it up, and that gives it the freedom to be able to pull out like that, right? And then in this, you're going to have a little clip that you need to press in to separate until you get it underneath that piece.
There we
Press
go.
in. There you go. So thus far, we have this wire free. We have the blue wire free. And then this one we need to undo, which is clipped in right here. We're just going to press inwards, pull out, just like that. Just check that over. So we're going to go ahead and remove the taillight then, which is these two bolts right here. They are 10mm as well. All right, when you guys pull that out, it's going to be these two washers that are here and here. Be sure you grab those so they don't just fall in there and get lost. Set that to the side, and then we're going to start the next part, which is taking the fender off. Pew pew. All right, so next up, you're going to want to remove these 4 bolts. 1, 2, 3, and 4. It is a 12mm. Once those are all out, this should just come right off. Pulls down, and it is, with the help of Reese, off. What was that?
Got a dab on him. Got a dab.
Every time I remove a fender, and this is like my 3rd or 4th time removing a fender, I feel like that, you know that scene in Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom? It's like some guy, he pulls his heart out.
Guy with a big devil horn.
Yeah, and his heart is just beating. So every time I do that, it's like, yeah, like I feel like you're just holding the heart. Fender Eliminated. Man, it looks like a Street Fighter Grom right now. That's cool. On this step, what we're going to be doing is whenever we took off those Phillips screws that were underneath the tail, those threaded into these tabs right here. So here and here. So what we're going to be doing, we're going to be reusing these on the TST piece. So we're going to need to pull these off, get some needle nose pliers. We're going to pull them off this ways, and then we're going to put them on the piece that TST provides. Easy enough.
Easy peasy.
All right, so we're going to take those. You're going to take this piece here, and you're going to put them here and here. You want the threaded piece, which is that, to be on the bottom side. Basically put them on from the side, just like that. All right, so those are on there. A little bit of a chore to get them on there. What I did, take the pliers, line it up, and then you're basically gonna slowly squeeze them on there. Don't be too rough with it. It is plastic. It will break. Be gentle. Okay, so now this is the part that a lot of you guys are gonna think is kind of crazy because we're gonna be cutting the bike. Basically what needs to happen is we're gonna be removing this piece that basically sticks down from right here. And inside of that, there's a tip sensor, and we're going to relocate the tip sensor to right here. Now, a tip sensor is basically like if the bike falls over, the bike will shut off, it'll stop pumping fuel, etc., etc. It's a good thing to have. We're going to be cutting this. There are a couple different ways to do it. TST does recommend or uses just a box knife, like a blade, because you can notch it out and then slowly cut it off. You guys can also use like a Dremel. Just be sure you're very careful, because like it says, there is a sensor inside of there that we do need to relocate. We're gonna go ahead and do that real quick. Yay. So we're sitting here using the blade method and getting a little impatient. So we busted out the Dremel. And we're going to just cut around it. Hey, if you guys are using a Dremel, don't forget, wear eye protection. Your eyes are important. That's off. You do have some cleaning to do. Next up, we're going to be removing the tip sensor, which is right here. It's going to be two 10mm bolts. So undo those. So we're going to take the tip sensor, and it's going to be used a little later. Like I was saying earlier, we're going to relocate it to right here with a bracket that TST provides. But at this point, we're going to be masking off because we're going to be cutting some more. So if you guys notice right here, the metal frame, the metal subframe ends right there, right? So there and there. So what we need to do is mask off the metal, and we're going to be cutting off the plastic from right here outwards. And then to cut it, TST uses a hacksaw. I'm gonna go ahead and try out. I've got a hacksaw, so I'm gonna try that out. So we have the masking tape. Go ahead and set hacksaw there, right? If you guys don't know the way a hacksaw works, you basically just let the blade do the work. Kind of go back and forth and continue on until the plastic is off. This is crazy, doing this shit to a brand new Honda Grom. Let's see where we're at. Almost through. Pew pew. That's crazy. All right, so removing our masking tape is what you are left with. There are going to be some edges that you need to clean up. That's where the file comes in handy. I think I forgot to mention, if you guys are scared of cutting this part right here, TST actually sells the entire plastic underpan piece that you can replace this with for $15. So if you guys are worried about doing some of the cutting, as we've done here, just know that you can replace that entire piece, this entire piece that holds all that in, for 15 bucks, super cheap. So should give you some more confidence in actually doing the cutting. With the TST plate, the underplate here, what it does is it sets flush with right here. So if you notice, if I put the screwdriver flush, this little bracket right here hits it. So what you need to do is you're going to take a screwdriver and you're going to bend that bracket so that it's out of the way. But you don't want it to hit the spring that's on the latch right here for the release, right? So we got to find a good spot for that. All right, so you can see it is below this piece now, so it's not protruding. but it is still out of the way of the spring. Yep, out of the way, doesn't interfere with it. Coming back around to the tip sensor, we're basically going to be relocating it to right here. This was the wire for the tip sensor. You're going to want to route that to the inside. Grab that, there you go, pull it through, bada bing, bada boom. The next part, you're going to use this piece right here to mount the bracket that they send you. On the back side, it does have 3M tape. TST recommends using some alcohol or something to wipe this down so that the piece bonds correctly. So we're just going to use some goof off that gets pretty much anything pro strength remover. Oh yeah, that's clean. Beep. All right, so you guys will notice on this piece adhesive backing, so you're going to peel that off, and then there is kind of a little notch right there which is going to match up with the notch right there. So you're going to line those up just like that and then press it back. We're going to have to hold that out of the way. That is lined up, adhering, pressing on. Cool. Next up, you guys are going to notice the 2 holes at the top. Now, TST Industries does provide some hardware for it, some screws. So in order to screw that in, we are going to need to drill. We're going to drill a pilot hole first and then put the screws in. We're using a 1/8 inch bit. Done and done. Get all the shavings out. Phillips. And drill those into there. There you go, it's easy enough. So we're going to take the tip sensor and basically mount it to this part here. You're going to take the hardware that actually came out whenever you took it out, right? So these pieces here, the bolts, and then the hardware that TST gives you, which is the nylon lock nuts. The nuts are 10 millimeters, the bolts are 10 millimeter. So we're just going to line all that up, put it in there, and tighten her down.
The side that says up, put that towards the top.
Yeah, up faces up. So we got those all tightened up. Reese held the back nut on there with a needle nose plier right there, while I used a ratchet wrench to tighten it up. There's the plug. Yep, and it's plugged up. Probably just tuck most of that. Tip sensor is plugged back in. Wiring is tucked. And now the fun part where we get to reassembling everything. So you're going to take the underplate on here. Now you'll notice has 4 holes, and those are going to line up with the 4 holes. So just like that. So then the hardware that they provide you with, so you stick the bolt from the bottom, yep, washer. All right, so we have all the bolts in, all the nuts, washers, everything lined up, hex, and socket to tighten everything down. All right, so that is on. Those are in. It's getting there. Now that we have the undertail on the Grom, we're going to go ahead and set up the integrated taillight. Comes boxed up. A little warning label on the front. Comes with a couple of screws. Hold on to those. Video installation, like I was saying earlier, they've got awesome videos, very detailed, going over their installs. And that's the taillight. So I went for the smoked option. Pretty much already has all of your connections needed to plug and play, which is super awesome. So we're going to go ahead and set that into the tailpiece and screw it in. And line that piece up with that notch right there, and there like that. We'll wiggle it around. Bada bing, bada boom. Lined up just like that. As you can see, these screw holes are all lined up there. That's what these little things are going to be for. So now that we've got that screwed in, we're going to go ahead and just plug the wiring in. So that one lines up with that one, and this one lines up with this one. Does it line up? Yes, it does. So once you've got all that plugged in, we pulled this wire off of a little harness piece down in there. So replace that, push it back down in there, and it just slides right back on like that. This little metal tab you have here, pull it up and out of the way. Now if you pull this taut, the harness is actually going to set right here, so kind of push it back a little bit. Push that metal piece back down and around. It goes into there. Undo this, reclamp it back down, turn the bike on, and make sure the taillight works. And it does. And hit the brake. Brake works. The relay that you have to install for your rear signals that are integrated in this to work correctly, you're going to have to install that. That's going to be up here in the kind of headlight housing. That is going to be another video, so I'll link that one in the description below as well as at the end of the video. We're also going to install the license plate bracket, this piece here, and that's also going to be a separate video. For now, all we're going to do is reinstall that, put all the fasteners back on, put the seat back on, and that's pretty much it. Hardest part is definitely over. That's cool. And then line everything up, snug it down, and good to go. Lining everything back up, you've got your friction fasteners right here. So push those in. The bolts here and here, two here that line up as well. On the underside of this, you're going to want to make sure everything sets flush along there, which it does. These ones go underneath. All right, and grab your seat. All right, well, I just got the first reaction off the camera, but I said, yes, dude. Yeah, it looks good, man. It looks, it cleans it up so much. That's crazy. So yeah, that's with the fender eliminator, and that's with the fender. So we just got rid of that whole thing right there. That's how you guys eliminate the fender from a Honda Grom. Like I was saying, we are going to have the install for the license plate bracket in a separate video, as well as the relay. You guys can find the links for all the parts that I used in the description below. Big thanks to Reese for providing an extra pair of hands. Greatly appreciated, man. Big thanks to TST Industries once again. If you guys haven't heard of them, be sure to go check them out for all of your sport bike needs, naked bikes, Groms, E125. They got an absolute ton of parts. And cool thing, they're actually local here, or just north of Orlando. If you guys did enjoy the video, be sure to hit the like button. If you guys aren't subscribed, be sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that bell icon so it sends you notifications of future uploads and all that. If you guys want a chance to win some cool free stuff, the Block Box, be sure to check out Patreon, patreon.com/Blockhead Moto. Reese here is a patron, so he's entered for a chance to win. So hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, hit the like. If you guys aren't subscribed, hit subscribe. And until next time, y'all ride safe out there. Stay vigilant. We'll catch y'all later. Deuces.